I'm here with Frank in the European Parliament. We're about to hear Paul McCartney and Rajendra Pachauri speak about the impact of meat with regards to climate change. What are your thoughts on the subject?
It's very simple. For me as a German Green, I ask myself always, what will be our period named later? Someone living in the Baroque Renaissance had no clue that he was living in a Baroque Renaissance. Bill Gates once said our period will get the name communication period. I have my doubts. I think we are candidates to become the name area of irresponsibility. And therefore I think we have to do everything to prevent this. And one of the issues is certainly to change our habits, our way of living, production, distribution and consumption. And to reduce meat consumption is important for us, but as well for the people in the third world, because they are looking on Europe as a model, on the so-called Western style of living. And if we show to them it's not necessary to be wonderful to eat everyday meat, they see that's a way to follow, and they will not go on this strange path as we are going.
Okay, now as we understand it, Paul McCartney's suggestion is going to be that we have a meat-free Monday, and I presume that means all Europeans will have a meat-free Monday. Do you think this is going too far or not far enough?
Paul McCartney's idea of a meat-free Monday is like throwing a stone in water. It produces small waves, and I think the most important is not that we do not eat meat on Mondays. The most important is that we think about our way of nourishing ourselves and what is the consequence on the whole of the globe, on the climate, on ourselves and all people living on this globe.
Okay. Now, the other element of today's debate relates to food security. Now, obviously, food security for us in Europe is relatively straightforward. If we have enough money, we have enough food. That's the basic element of this. Now, do you think that there's an impact, for example, that beef production, as we're discussing here, could have for the rest of the world?
If you look in history books and the Bible, you see that famine was always a trouble for human beings. And if we will look in 100 years in history books, I think there will be the description of 1960 to 2010 as these 50 years in human history where there were enough proteins to feed the whole world population. I think we are now at a moment that there will be not enough proteins to feed the whole of the population. Reasons are simple. Every year we are adding another Germany, 80 million to the world population. We are producing more and more biofuel out of grain, and we are changing our eating habits, eating too much meat. Climate change, if it's too hot in summer, problem that you don't have as much yield per hectare. Water, we have used too much of the groundwater resources, and therefore I think we are coming at a moment that it's no longer a question of distribution. Some people too fat, some people not fat enough, but that there are not enough proteins for the whole of the world population. I think therefore it's important to think, is it really necessary to eat always this meat? Because for 1 kilogram of meat, 8-9 kilogram of feed have to be put in this animal to have the result.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dankeschön.